Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Budapest. I hope everybody is having a great weekend so far. Hi Sachin, nice to see you in this class. Make sure to join the members chat classes too. Hi Shub Shirat, and hi Ruby, welcome students. In this class, we are looking at the speaking section. Specifically, we are focusing on the third part of the speaking section. It's the last part. It's one of the more challenging parts of the speaking, certainly. And we're going to complete some examples and discuss how to finish with a band 9, a perfect score, in the speaking section. Hi, Bavik. Hi, Carolina. This lesson, as usual, is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS and English success. Visit us there. And for the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. That's generalieltshelp.com. On both of those websites, we have lots and lots of HD videos, interactive courses, practice exams, original practice exams, to really help you improve quickly and get those better band scores and familiarize yourself with the IELTS exam. This is our general IELTS website here with the green background. You can click that big red button to join us there. And this is our academic website here. And again, you can click these big red buttons to join the premium package there. On both of our websites, you can find speaking partners to practice your English with for free. To try out the website for free, you can click that green button there. So there's lots and lots there to help you with all sections of the IELTS, including live speaking practice with other students. Let me get the screen a little bit darker. There we go. You can see it a bit better now. All right. Banu, thanks for asking. I've had a pretty good week so far. Looking forward to a couple of birthdays on the weekend. So thanks for asking. Students, if you ever have questions about the IELTS exam or our products, you can always send me an email at adrian@aehelp.com. Now, just before we get into our speaking, an important reminder, I said this last class as well, to everybody who's following these live streams. This next week, the first class will be on the 24th, which is Thursday, and, 31st. Will be on the 31st, which is Thursday. Let me just, no. Correction, 29th. There we go. It'll be on the 29th, which is Thursday. Usually classes start on Wednesday, but this next week we're starting on Thursday. So just keep that in mind that this coming week we'll have 6 classes, 2 classes on Thursday, 2 on Friday, and then 2 on Saturday. Okay, so please make note of that. Of course, I will post next week's classes and schedule on our channel's community bulletin, so you can always check it there. Okay, so this is a speaking class, so we're going to do a lot of speaking, so don't just listen to me, but also practice your speaking. Hopefully you are in a place where you can use your loud voice and practice the speaking, so make sure to speak and repeat throughout the class. Now, yesterday, we covered part 2, the cue card, okay? The speaking in the IELTS is made up of 3 parts in the interview that you have with your examiner. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes. First part, the examiner will ask some questions on a general topic related to your experience, usually. And then they will follow that with a part 2 cue card. They'll give you a card with some questions on it. Yesterday, we looked at this cue card here, and the reason we're starting with this is because part 3 is connected with part 2, and this will be a good chance to quickly review yesterday's part 2 and also just warm up our speaking muscles of the brain. Yes, Carolina, it was a mattress. Okay, so here we go. Just follow with me. So let's read the card from yesterday first. Describe a salesperson you had a positive shopping experience with. You should say, who is this person? What did you buy from him or her? Why was this shopping experience positive? What was this salesperson's personality like? And will you buy products or services from them again in the future? So we planned for our 1 minute, came up with a really good topic for buying a new mattress, and then came up with a good answer. This was the answer that we came up with yesterday. So let's go through this. Now, for those of you, especially if you were here yesterday, and for those of you who have some strong, higher, upper, intermediate level English skills, try to do this without reading. So try to do it just by listening and repeating, and that will be more useful even, okay? So here we go, 3, 2, 1. The examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. And you start speaking right away. Make use of every second in that 2 minutes, okay? So one of the most positive shopping experiences that I had with a professional customer's sales rep was about a year ago at Sleep Country, Canada, when I was picking out a new bed. And I had the fortune of meeting Bill, the mattress guru. Bill is a tall man, around 2 meters, slender, with dark hair, blue eyes, and a charismatic smile. He was very courteous from the get-go. He opened the door, welcomed me into the store, and offered me a hot cup of tea. He was extremely enthusiastic, especially after hearing me complain about my old mattress and my backache. Right away, he showed me 5 different orthopedic mattresses and explained their benefits. He was very empathetic to my needs, such as my small budget of $500 and my big desire to get a comfy king-size bed. Eventually, he showed me a very well-priced mattress that was a great fit for me and helped with my posture, and even gave me a 20% discount when I was checking out. I was able to carry out great dialogue with him, and I'm sure that in 5, maybe 6 years' time, when I need to get another mattress, I will go back and check if Bill, the mattress guru, has a helping hand to offer. All right, and then the examiner at this point will say, your 2 minutes is up. Please pass back the card with the questions, the note paper, the pencil. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions and then start part 3, ask you questions related to the topic of part 2. So you're confident, you remember your strategies, answering in full, clear sentences, giving reasons for your answers, keeping your nouns third person, so people, individuals for the most part, okay? And these days in the speaking interview, the examiner will likely ask a couple questions right away that are directly related to your part 2 answer. Okay? Navneet, good luck on your upcoming speaking exam. Okay, so the examiner might ask something like, what do you think is the best sales skill that Bill has? Okay, now remember your notes, remember your planning. You don't have to give a perfect answer, just a good answer. Okay, so what do you think is the best sales skill that Bill has? Give me a nice full sentence answer, use your imagination, and think about the reason as well. So why is that Bill's best skill? Okay, so give me a nice full sentence answer to this one. So Banu says he was specific right off the bat. Banu, that's a good start, but it's partial. You need to give more explanation. So why is being specific right off the bat a good sales skill for Bill? How does that make him a good salesman? So answer that question as well. Otherwise, you're going to lose marks for fluency. Okay, hi Eugen. Okay, so Kirill said he knows a lot about mattresses, so he's very knowledgeable. And why is that a good sales skill? So Kirill, for example, he's very knowledgeable about mattresses, And so he was able to help me pick out the perfect mattress based on my needs, on my size and weight. And I think that is a fantastic skill to have in this industry. Okay, Kirill, so that would be a much better answer. So give reasons, okay? Always give reasons for your answers, students. All right? Okay, Roshni says, well, it's imperative to keep in mind while dealing with customers for sales, both their needs, as I mentioned before, and services they need, because once the customer's happy, they will probably come back or make the purchase. Roshni, you have a good idea, but this is Bill, the mattress guru. So when the IELTS examiner is asking you follow-up questions to your part 2 response to start off part 3, you have to be very specific. So be specific. Talk about Bill here. Okay? You do not want to give a general answer for this question, because then the examiner will take marks for coherence and cohesion. Okay? So you have to have coherence and cohesion. Z says, the best skill that Bill has is knowing the customer's choice very quickly and showing mattresses related to what the customer likes. Yeah, so Z, that was that skill of empathy, right? And that's a great sales skill. So again, Z, answer the question of why. Okay, in this way, the customer is quickly satisfied and Bill's able to close the deal. Okay, close the deal. There's a nice expression for everyone. So closing a deal, making the sale. Okay. Aitkul Azamat says he was very polite and he explained a lot of information about the mattress. Again, Aitkul, good start. Give me the reason of how that helps Bill to be a good salesperson, or why that's a good skill for Bill. Again, remember, students, the examiner is like a very smart alien from another planet. They can understand you, okay, but they don't know what you know. So give details. Don't assume that the examiner will go, oh yeah, of course, that's a good sales skill, because in this way, customers will give references and tell other people about it. No, the examiner shouldn't have to think that. You should tell them that, okay? Grishma, good luck on your speaking exam on Wednesday as well. Okay. All right. Rajveer says, well, in my opinion, the greatest sales ability that Bill possesses are empathy and knowledge. As I said, he understood my needs first and showed me the specific mattress, thereby closing the deal. Okay. Rajveer, good. Use that thereby. In my eyes, yeah, it's okay, Rajveer. In my eyes, the greatest sales ability, yeah, it's all right. Carolina says, empathy was the best skill that Bill had, not only because it helped me to feel welcomed, but also I was sure that I bought the right mattress, okay? But also I was confident that I bought the right mattress. Good, Carolina. Yeah, empathy, absolutely, okay? And you gave the reason why that's a good skill. So giving confidence to the customer, okay? All right, good. Romaine says, Bill made me have a sense of the benefits of the purchase that I made. I realized that in this way, the mattress would help my backache. And this ability to explain important information, I think, makes him a good salesman. Okay, Romaine, so finish the idea, connect it back, okay? So, in my opinion, Bill's deep sense of empathy for his customers makes him an exceptional salesman, because he is able to offer the right product and provide confidence. In this way, he is able to close the deal. Okay, and we'll stop there. All right. So again, you don't need to overspeak, but you need to think answer, specific, and reason. Okay, answer, specific, and reason. So repeat after me. What do you think is the best sales skill that Bill has? In my opinion, Bill's deep sense of empathy for his customers makes him an exceptional salesman because he's able to offer the right product and provide confidence. In this way, he is able to close the deal. Okay, and there's a good chance that the examiner will ask you at least one more question related to your part 2 answer. Again, be specific, okay? So do you have any suggestions for Bill that could have made your shopping experience even better? Okay, so notice the grammar of this question. Okay, so it's a hypothetical conditional. Could have made your shopping experience even better. Reflect that grammar in your answer and be specific. So Un says, I believe that if he would have allowed me to try the mattresses right away, it could have been even more satisfactory for me. It took a while before I actually laid down on the bed and tried it out. Okay, good. A couple of corrections there. Pay attention to those, right? Justpreet says, well, considering my experience, the real suggestion which I would give is the level of understanding according to the demand of the customer, as well with the overall satisfaction guarantee. Justpreet, good. So the satisfaction guarantee, okay? So that the customer knows they have an opportunity to exchange the mattress if they're not happy with it in the first few months. Okay? All right. Good answers, students. Keep it up. It's good to answer positive. It's good to stay away from negative answers like, no, I wouldn't have had Bill do anything differently. So those tend to be short answers whereby you do not get as good of marks for fluency and lexical resource grammar range. So try to stay away from negative answers. Always try to give some kind of a positive response. Okay. All right, let's see what else students have come up for this as well. There's a million ideas. You just have to be creative. Okay. Simranjeet says, if Bill would have added a personal touch with me after my shopping and kept me asking about products, whether any issues or problems arise, and keep asking for feedbacks. Okay. Good, Simranjeet. So more feedback from the customer. That's a good idea as well. Seni says he should have offered, after the sale, a service like a chance to exchange the mattress if there are any manufacturing defects. He did give you a discount, Seni, so careful with that. Okay. All right. Beckjohn says, yes, I definitely would suggest to him to work a bit faster because I waited a long time after finishing the deal, and this would have made the buy better if I could have gone through the checkout line a bit faster, right, Beckjohn? So maybe the checkout process was a little bit slow, okay? All right. Yes. I suppose I could suggest to Bill that if he had added a more personal touch at the end of the sale, like gifting a box of chocolates, this could have made the experience even better. But I must add that overall, he did an amazing job. There we go. Okay, so be quick, be clever. Again, come up with a good visual situation. Here we go, and pay attention to grammar. Okay, this is a hypothetical conditional. So repeat after me. Do you have any suggestions for Bill that could have made your shopping experience even better? Yes, I suppose I could suggest to Bill that if he had added a more personal touch at the end of the sale, like gifting a box of chocolates, this could have made the experience even better. Maybe it's just because I'm a sweet tooth, but I must add that overall, he did an amazing job. Okay? All right. And at this point, perhaps they'll ask you one more question, depending on how you answered and the fluency that you're presenting. Or the examiner will simply move to the other questions of part 3, which are more specific but are targeting concepts for society and for individuals. So not you personally. So for part 3, avoid using words like I and you. Okay, it's okay if you give an example or two where you include yourself, but definitely don't use the word you in these questions, in your answers. Students often do that, especially when they feel a little bit uncomfortable. So practice not saying the word you. Okay, definitely don't say the word things. All right, always find the good nouns to replace these words. People, individuals. All right, so here we go. Then the examiner says, okay, and what are important points to pay attention to for salespeople when they're dealing with customers? Okay, and connect your answers to part 3 as well. All right, so what are important points to pay attention to for salespeople when dealing with customers? Okay, put an S in there. All right. So Beckjun says, well, I think the main factors to keep in mind for a salesperson when addressing their clients are having good personality, being friendly and polite, having clean clothes, thereby attracting more customers. I found these points during my buy with Bill. Okay. Good, Beckjun. That's a fantastic answer. Beckjun, very good use of thereby. Well done. Yeah, we were talking about that in the last class for whoever was watching that, practicing using the words thereby and whereby. And that was perfect, Beckjun. That was a good example of that. And using that word, of course, leads you into giving a reason, right? So answering the reason for your response, and that's really good. All right. Moria says, one of the key aspects for sales representatives are to be attentive to customers, taking care of customers' interests, providing insights, and being good listeners. Very good, Moria. Excellent. Why, Moria? Why are those important? Answer the why question. Okay. Shalani says, foremost, they should respect customers and treat them in a friendly manner. Secondly, they must have a great personality. Okay? All right, Shalani, and why? Again, explain to your examiner always why. Why those are important points. Okay? Alex says, as I mentioned before, salespeople should focus on customer satisfaction, not only honesty, but also good hospitality. Can make customers come back again and again. Therefore, I believe people always, okay, maybe just stop at come back again and again, okay, period. That's the reason that they need to be hospitable and honest so that the customers become return customers, okay? All right. Romaine says, in my view, when buying merchandise, salesmen need to make sure that they really understand the background of the purchase. Thereby, they are more likely to offer accurate information about products. Okay, Romaine, good try. A couple of corrections there. Don't use the word we, okay? Avoid that we, us, our, those pronouns as well, okay? All right, so from my experiences, sales representatives must be charismatic for their clientele, or for their clients, let's say, so that shoppers feel comfortable throughout the process, and in this way give good reviews for the business. All right. So, focusing on paraphrasing, okay? Using this kind of leading expression is okay. You're basing your response on your own experience, okay? Just like Pooja is saying, according to me. All right, similar type of start, Pooja, it's good. Here we go, repeat after me, students. What are important points to pay attention to for salespeople when dealing with customers? From my experience, sales representatives must be charismatic for their clients so that shoppers feel comfortable throughout the process, and in this way give good reviews for the business. Okay. Raghav, communication skills is a really good answer too. Just make sure to put that into a full sentence. Okay. All right. And then the follow-up question to this. So usually the questions in part 3, they're going to be linked strongly, okay? So the examiner will ask you one question and then maybe ask you the opposite concept of that, okay? This is a common type of follow-up question. So what behaviors should be avoided by professional customer agents, okay? So that could be your follow-up question. All right, so what behaviors should be avoided by professional customer agents? All right, let's see. Okay, Anna says, well, intolerance and impatience are two negative behaviors that should be avoided by professional salespersons because these behaviors make customers feel uncomfortable and thus the business loses clients. Yeah, very good. So impatience, absolutely. Don says, salespeople should not have as their priority the ultimate goal of closing a sale, but rather to ensure they can recommend a product or service that will best meet the needs of the customer. Okay, very good, Don. So not being pushy with the sale, okay? Not being overly aggressive with the sale, right? Now, pay attention, students, that this is a plural, right? What behaviors? So ideally, when the examiner asks you a question that's asking for plurals, like behaviors, you should be thinking of two responses. That's why intolerance and impatience was a really good answer, because you had two there, okay? All right. Hardik says, of course, professional customer agents should avoid being angry if there's a misunderstanding or any conflict with the customer. In this way, they can maybe avoid awkward bargaining practice and keep their customers. Okay, Hardik, really good ideas for the behaviors. maybe think about a little bit better way to explain that, okay? So I believe that professional salespersons should avoid at all costs arguing with their clients, as well as any form of rude behavior. As the golden rule states, the customer is always right. And in this way, and this is important because if the salesman or woman creates an uncomfortable environment, they can lose their business reputation. Okay, so repeat after me. What behaviors should be avoided by professional customer agents? I believe that professional salespersons should avoid at all costs arguing with their clients, as well as any form of rude behavior. As the golden rule states, the customer is always right. And this is important because if the salesman or woman creates an uncomfortable environment, they can lose their business reputation. Okay, great. Good answers, students. By the way, I'm seeing better and better answers from some students every class. So it's nice to see your English improving. All right. Here we go. So notice how I have these questions. They're grouped together. Okay. That's because this is the way they look on the examiner's sheet. So the examiner has the first question, and then they'll have a follow-up question. Now, sometimes students will actually give the response for the follow-up question in their first answer as well, and in that case, the examiner might jump to the next question, okay? So if you find that the examiner is jumping to a different question, it's probably because you've answered their follow-up question in detail, which is a good sign of fluency and coherence, okay? So here we go with the next question. Which products and services may require an extra high level of customer service? All right. Again, it's a plural, so pay attention to this. Okay. Let's see some answers for this one. All right. Simranjeet says, I believe that technical products which require a high level of knowledge while using must be installed by professionals along with demonstrating to avoid any mishaps while using for the first time. Okay, Simranjeet, can you give an example for that? So that would make your answer much clearer, okay? Like a washing machine, for example. Okay, and Simranjeet, remember, you want to name at least a couple different products or services here, okay? Senny says, software applications such as QuickBooks and certain programs that require an extra high level of customer service for satisfaction. And then keep going, Senny. So it looks like you have a half answer there. Okay, so keep going. Saswati says, I believe electronic goods require extra care from customer service because they are not only expensive but also fragile. These days, it's very common when troubleshooting laptops and smartphones. Okay, Saswati, good. I like how you threw in those couple of examples there, or further explanations, so that we have some clarity of what kind of electronic goods, okay? Try to think of a service as well. So many of you are thinking about products. When the question includes products and services, then it's a good idea to think of a product and to think of a service. Okay? All right? So think of a product, think of a service. Really pay attention to the details of the question. Okay? Roshni says, well, both fragile and technological items require more attention from salespeople because they can easily break. Okay, good. All right. So again, a lot of repetition of those electronic goods. Try to think outside the box. Be creative. Okay. All right. Gabi Lazurka says, a car, for example, needs to have a high level of creativity and care from customer service agents, and a guarantee for new gadgets is imperative. Okay, Gabi, you have some right ideas there. Make sure to pay attention to your grammar, your word choice, and express it clearly. Okay? All right. Yeah, I agree. So, very expensive products, such as buying and selling a new car, require a great deal of care on behalf of the car salesman or woman, because it is a big commitment and investment by the client. In addition, services dealing with healthcare demand much care from service staff like doctors and nurses, simply because it is dealing with such a private and important part of being human. Okay. So here we go. Yeah, so the two that comes to my mind when I visualize this, when I think of a product, I think that any product which is very expensive, like a house or a car, that's a really big purchase, you're going to want a lot of care from the salesperson and a lot of knowledge, because you're investing so much of your time and your money into that. And of course, you're using it for a very important part of your life. You're living in your house, you're driving around your car, so you want to have an extra level of guarantee that you are buying the right product. And then the other one for services that immediately comes to mind, where I really expect a high level of customer service personally, is any time that I need some kind of healthcare assistance, whether it's going to the doctor with a fever or a broken leg, something like that, okay? So here we go. Repeat after me. Which products and services may require an extra high level of customer service? Well, very expensive products such as buying a new car require a great deal of care on behalf of the car salesman or woman, because it's a big commitment and investment by the client. In addition, services dealing with healthcare demand a lot of attention from service staff like doctors and nurses, simply because it's dealing with such a private and important part of being human. Okay. Rajneesh says, I don't think healthcare needs any kind of high-level expert. I don't know, Rajneesh. I think most people might disagree with you on that one. I think if you ever need to visit a health center, you'll find that they absolutely need to offer a high level of service. I at least hope so. Okay. All right. Next question. Okay, this would be the follow-up. What can happen to businesses in these industries that do not provide a positive buyer experience? So what can happen? Now, remember, in the IELTS, they will not repeat. We're just doing this for practice. In the IELTS, the examiner will just ask you once, okay? If you don't catch it the first time, you can say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat that question, please? And then the examiner will say, okay, yeah, what can happen to businesses in these industries that do not provide a positive buyer experience? Okay. Oh, it says, I think good businesses need to do good customer service. If they don't do that, the customer will feel lost during the purchase, and therefore these customers will look for other companies. Okay, oh, it's good ideas. I made a few corrections to your grammar there. Pay attention to that, okay? Pachu says, well, if they do not show or provide a positive experience, then they may lose their customers and sales volumes will decline in the coming days, and eventually the business will have to close its doors. Yeah, Pachu, good. I added a little bit there to make it more natural and finish off the idea as well. Okay. David says, for those entities that don't provide optimum service, it means a drastic decrease in their sales from one month to the next. Also, the reputation of these brands and business can be severely affected, hence the overall company reputation. Okay, yeah, David, good ideas. Again, a few corrections there, right? Carolina says, from my perspective, businesses can go bankrupt if they don't bring a good customer experience because nobody would want to return to their store, and most likely they would also tell their friends and family about the terrible experience they had before I went to Sleep Country Canada. I looked for reviews online about their services, and they were 5 stars. That's why I chose this store. Very good, Carolina. I love the connection to part 2 that you made. It's very natural. It's original, nice, smooth connection through information. So very, very well done. Yeah, just an interesting fact from the hospitality industry, hotels and restaurants. Statistics show that people who have a bad experience in a restaurant will likely tell over a dozen people about their bad experience within the next 2-3 months. Conversely, when somebody has a great experience at a restaurant, they will only tell about 4 or 5 people about their good experience on average over the next 2-3 months. So this is why it's so important for businesses to have that positive experience, because people tend to share their negative experiences much more readily than their positive ones. So it's much more challenging to get a 5-star review from clients than it is to get a 1-star review. People are very quick to give a 1-star if they don't feel satisfied with a service or product, but they're much slower to give a 5-star if they had a good experience. Okay, so absolutely I agree. So companies can lose their reputation, and clients very quickly if they do not offer quality customer experiences, because clients will spread their disappointment through word of mouth to many other potential clients. Okay. So, repeat after me. What can happen to businesses in these industries that do not provide a positive buyer experience? Well, companies can lose their reputation and clients very quickly if they do not offer quality customer experiences, because clients will spread their disappointment through word of mouth to many other potential clients. Okay. Also, I'm introducing a new piece of vocabulary here for you: word of mouth. That expression or word in the English language, basically in business, and if any of you are business students, word of mouth is the most powerful form of advertising even today. It basically means that we tell our friends, we say, hey, I went to this restaurant, had a great time. There's a very high probability that the friend will also at some point later check out that restaurant. That's called word of mouth advertising, or word of mouth information about businesses. Okay. All right. Students, we have a couple more questions here. You can try these on your own. Pay attention to the grammar. These are using present perfect. So how has customer service changed in the past 20 years? How has technology affected customer service? And can you give examples? Who is most responsible for making sure that customers have a positive shopping experience? And what is the best way to deal with difficult customers? Okay, try those on your own. Record your answers in MP3 format. You can send them to my email, and I'll listen to them and give you a score estimate, let you know roughly what band score your speaking is. You can go and check those questions later in the video as well. Just a quick reminder, we will not have class on Wednesday, so next week the classes will start on Thursday, the 29th, starting with Task 2 for members and then Speaking Part 1 for everybody. So make sure to tune in for that. And of course, until Thursday, you can do lots and lots of studying through our websites and our applications, where we have HD videos for you, original practice tests, and lots more. You can also find speaking partners to video chat with on our websites. aehelp.com for academic IELTS students, and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS students. Thank you so much, everyone, for your effort, for sharing your thoughts and your points of view. Keep up the great work, okay? You're all brilliant, beautiful people. Always remember that. I'm Adrian, and I'm signing out for now from Budapest. Much love to all of you.